welcome to today's lesson on friendly letters. Many of you have gotten a lot of practice at writing friendly letters to me each week during our remote learning time. But in this one, you're going to learn all about the parts and back to more of the rules of all of it, because we've gotten into a lot more informal writing to each other back and forth. So make sure you pay attention, and your third grade teachers will love and appreciate you for it. Bye, guys. Today's lesson is on writing a friendly letter, particularly understanding the 5 parts. In class, we talked about letters a lot while we were working on writing our Friday letters home each week, and many of you have been writing me too. But this is more just to make sure we have the vocabulary down. The 5 parts of a friendly letter are heading with the date, greeting, body, closing, signature. The heading including the date. The heading includes the writer's address and the date. This is a little different than what we did in class, where we only wrote the date because we were hand delivering our letters home. When you mail a letter, you put the person you're writing to's address in the top right corner, starting with the street, and then the city, state, and then the date. So you would be using 3 lines instead of just 1 for the heading on paper. The greeting. The greeting in a letter is the writer's way of saying hello. Example, Dear Grandpa. The next part is the body. The body of the letter contains the message the writer wants to send. It's the main part of the letter. Here's an example. I am writing to thank you for my birthday present. I love my new paint set. When I grow up, I want to be an artist. Don't forget the indent. This is a paragraph, and paragraphs get indents. The next part is the closing. The closing in a letter is the writer's way of saying goodbye. In class, we also talked about it's a way to close the letter. The example here is love always. The last part is the signature. The final part of a letter is the signature. The writer's name is written in cursive as a signature. Now let's try out identifying the parts of a friendly letter by where they are placed on the paper. Let's practice together first. This part is the heading with the address and the date. It's in the top right corner. The next part moves over to the left and down a line, and it is called the greeting. And don't forget that comma. The main part of our letter, as we did in class, we kind of traced around our bodies because that's that's the main part of us. So just like that, the letters is called the body. Now to the bottom right, and sometimes it skips down a line.
Goodbye.
And centered in the middle. So the middle towards the right. Skipping down a line is the
Goodbye.
Closing, and don't forget that comma. And the last part, right underneath the closing, is your signature. All right, now it's your turn to name each part of the letter. I'm going to make the place for the part pop up, give you a second to think, and then it's going to come up and say what it is. I will be silent through all of this. You ready?
Goodbye. Goodbye.
How'd you do? I bet you did an awesome job. Tomorrow, your lesson will be all about the mechanics of the letter. That means the rules with things like punctuation and capitalization and, of course, having that indent.